Once a Brahmin bought a goat and he was taking it home. So 4 thieves saw him and felt that they should snatch the goat away from him. But looking at the Brahmin, they felt that the Brahmin was strong, and to steal the goat from him will not be that easy. So they decided to try a bit of diplomacy, a bit of trickery to steal the goat from the Brahmin. All 4 of them stood at different distances on his way back to the village. When the Brahmin met the first thief, the thief said, "Wow, well done. How much did you pay for the dog?" The Brahmin retorted, "Dog, are you blind or are you mad? It is a goat. I am bringing her from the market. I paid 50 rupees for her." The thief said, "It's up to you, but you know, seeing a Brahmin carrying a dog on his shoulders, oh my God, it's going to be so embarrassing for you. Brother, to me it looks a dog, but there could be a mistake." The Brahmin went on his way wondering what kind of a man was that. But then he touched the feet, the fingers of the goat just to check, saying to himself, "It is a goat." 10 minutes passed, and the second thief met the Brahmin. And he called over and he said, "What a fine dog you bought." Now the Brahmin started losing the courage to insist that it was not a dog. And he started doubting himself. He said, maybe it is a dog. 2 people cannot be wrong. Still, he told himself, no, it's not a dog. But he was weaker now. The foundations inside were shaken. Then he told the second thief, said, "No, it's a goat." The thief said, "You sure you call this a goat? Then perhaps the definition of goat needs to be changed. If you think this is a goat, then what will you call a dog? But it's up to you. You are a learned man, so you can change, the definition whenever you want to. It's just a name. You say dog, perhaps you say goat. A dog it remains. Nothing changes it by calling it a goat." And then the thief went away. The Brahmin was so confused. He put the goat down and looked. And he said to himself, "It is definitely a goat like any other." He rubbed his eyes, splashed them with water from a roadside tap. When he was nearing his neighborhood, the third thief came around and then said, "Why are you carrying a dog?" The Brahmin was very confused. He was nearing his own house and he said, "If people see a Brahmin carrying a dog on his shoulders, it would be a blow against worship in the temple and against his scholarship. People pay for his worship and they would stop paying. They would think that I am mad." He thoroughly inspected the animal, but the doubts were that 3 people have told him that it is actually a dog. So the Brahmin said to the third thief, "Friend, you just take it. If you want a dog, take it. It is really a dog. A friend gave it to me. Please relieve me of it." And he ran home before anybody could find out that he had actually bought a dog. This is how we live. We have become what we believe. There are many thieves and cheaters everywhere. We have been led to believe all kinds of things. Everyone has their own motives. The priests, the organized religions, the cults, all of them want to convince us that we are sinners. Why? Because if we are not sinners, then how will the priests, the organized religions, the cults survive and thrive? It is in their interest that a goat is taken for a dog. Just think, if we were not ignorant, what will be the use of priests, the organized religions and the cults? How will they run their businesses? That is why Ashtavakra tells us in the 17th sutra of the first chapter. He says, you are unconditioned, changeless, formless, immovable, and unfathomable awareness. So hold on to nothing but consciousness. Patriji used to tell us, you are God, you are the truth. If we just think about these two statements, then where is then the need of priests, the organized religions, the cults, the places of worship, or the places of pilgrimage? Patriji used to tell us again and again, Chhod de puja koi na duja. What does Chhod de puja mean? Give up worship, give up mantra chanting, give up rituals. There is none other to worship. If you look into in today's world, there are so many businesses and everyone has their own interests. Think about the pharmaceuticals in this world. Are they really interested in our health? No. They are interested in selling medicine, in improving the bottom line of their company. Similarly, every business in this world is just interested in improving their profit. In the religious and the spiritual world, there are thousands of businesses who are riding on our back. The pundits, the priests, the religious teachers, the organized religions and the cults. They need us to be sinners. It is necessary that we have done evil. If not, what will happen to those who explain to us how to be released from bad karma? What will happen to those messiahs who have come to save us? If we believe Ashtavakra, if we believe in Patriji, if we believe Dada Bhagwan, Osho, Buddha, and other enlightened masters, then all other messiahs are useless. Then there is no need for our release because we are already liberated. Ashtavakra had no such profession. He had no such business. Similarly, Patriji had no business. They did not want to do business with us. He gives us crystal clear truths. He says, you are unconcerned, unchanging, void of form, of cool disposition, fathomless intelligence, unperturbed. Thus have faith only in consciousness. Ashtavakra says only one conviction is required, and that is that I am the witness. He says there is no need for any other conviction. He goes to the extent of telling us there is no need of faith in God, no need for faith in heaven or hell, no need for faith in the law of karma. One faith is enough, and that faith is that we are the witness, the unchanging witness. That is why he tells us, have faith only in the consciousness. That one conviction is enough. He says, not practice, but faith. Not practice, but trust. This conviction, this faith, this trust. This is the greatest magic in this world. Psychologists tell us, if somebody tells us again and again that we are unintelligent, we start believing that person. People aren't stupid. Everyone is part and parcel of the Supreme Being. But if we tell someone that you are stupid, and if that is repeated by many people so many times, then people actually become idiots. But those people could have become Buddhas. But in fact, they have actually become Budhus, Budhus meaning idiots. Psychologists tell us that if you meet someone on the street who is in really good health, and then we tell him, oh my God, your face looks yellow. Do you have fever? Let me feel your pulse. Oh, you are sick. Your legs seem to be shivering. At first, that healthy person will deny it because he hadn't even thought about this. And he will tell us, no, I'm completely fine. But then another person tells him that, the third person tells him, and he will go back home and he will go to sleep. He'll take 2 paracetamols. So this is what happens when we are constantly fed with negative things, we start believing it. There was a psychologist and he performed an experiment. He had a class of students. He divided the class into 2 groups. And he told the first, and he gave a problem, the same problem to both the groups. In the first group, he told them that this problem is very difficult and none of you will actually be able to solve it. This is how it starts. He wrote an equation on the board and he said to all the pupils, this is not within your capacity. It is so difficult that even the students of the next class couldn't do it. But I'm doing an experiment. I want to know if anyone from your group can come close to solving it. If anyone can actually find a method or just a couple of steps in the right direction. But this problem is actually impossible to solve. He repeated that again and again, and then gave them time to try it. Then he went to the second room where half of the students were sitting. And then he wrote the same equation on the board, and he said, this problem is so easy. It is unlikely that any of you will be unable to solve it. Children in the other class have solved it too. So I'm not giving you this as any kind of experimentation. It is very easy and you are all bound to solve it. I just want to know if anyone in the class has actually any difficulty with it. The question was the same. The class was the same. The difference was in the results. In the first group, only 3 out of the 15 students could solve it. In the second group, 12 of the 15 students solved it, only 3 couldn't. There was such a big difference. It was the same question. The deciding factor was the attitude with which the problem was presented. Ashtavakra tells us that enlightenment is not difficult. Ashtavakra says it is easy. Those who say it is difficult, make it difficult. Those who say it is impossible, they are actually frightening us. Ashtavakra says it is easy. You don't need to do anything. Just observing with alertness is enough. This is the highest declaration of man's genius. Enlightenment is the ultimate miracle of man's genius. Ashtavakra says you don't need to practice, just be a witness. In our lives, we feel we are always running unnecessarily. But we can't stop. It is not that we haven't felt that the lives that we are leading is a meaningless rat race. But how can we stop? And the training that we've had for this rat race is very, very deep. We have forgotten how to stop. Our legs are in the habit of running. Our minds are in the habit of running. Our training is such that we just can't sit. Training for sitting and doing nothing has actually disappeared. If we sit, we feel that we are defeated. If we sit and do nothing, we feel it's escapism, running away. And this is the idea of the ego. Sitting defeated means finished, gone under. We feel like just keep going, doing something. Most of us work in the corporate world, and if we start planning for each year, each financial year, and we always put growth in the plan. If our company or our division is not growing, then we are defeated. We are finished. So we are always in this mindset, we are always trying to accomplish something or the other. In the spiritual field, we also feel we need to accomplish something. We need to do something. Therefore, Ashtavakra says, those who just sit, attain. Those who stop, attain. Ashtavakra tells us God is not attained by running. He is attained by stopping. Ashtavakra says, attain in ultimate ease. Zen also says the same as Ashtavakra. Sit down. Sit for a while and relax. Leave this turmoil for a while. Leave all the ambition for a while. Leave the minds running around. Leave its rat race. Simply sit for a while and sink into yourself. A light will gradually begin spreading inside of us. We won't see it at first. It's like returning home in a bright afternoon sun. At first, the house actually seems dark inside. The eyes are used to the sun. When we sit for a little while, the eyes adjust and the room actually becomes lit. Slowly, light comes into the room. It is the same inside. We've been going out for lives, so it actually feels it's dark inside. The first time we go in, nothing is visible, nothing but darkness. We need to sit and let the eyes get adjusted to the inside. The pupils of our eyes have become used to the bright sun. In the sun, the pupils of the eyes become small. And then when we look into the mirror, right after being in the sun, the pupils appear very small. Contracting is automatic. When we come into the house, the pupil has to expand and enlarge. After sitting in the darkness for a while, when we look in the mirror, we actually find that the pupil has actually enlarged. For the third eye, it is exactly the same as the outer eyes. We've been looking outside for many births. To look outside, the pupil is small. To look inside, the pupil needs to be large. A long and ancient training of just looking outside has happened. To destroy that training, no new practice is required. We just need to sit. But we are used to this madness, this rat race. We need to do something. So when you ask someone to just sit, they say, give me some mantra. Give me, should I do Ram Ram? Should I do Swaminarayan Swaminarayan? What mantra should I chant? Give me something to do. Give me some crutches. But as soon as we practice something, another bondage starts. Sitting means not doing anything. In 24 hours, let us spend some time, like we do in Anapanasati meditation, in not doing anything, becoming free of action. If things are moving, let them move. If sounds come, let them come. A train starts, a plane flies, there is noise, let it be. Let us just observe. Eventually, samadhi will gradually start becoming strong within us. We will then understand what Ashtavakra means, what it means to be free of practice and rituals. Thank you, everyone, for listening to this wisdom sharing. If you have anything to share or any questions to ask, feel free to unmute yourself and switch on your video. Thank you.
Namaste, Dinesh. You're on mute, Dinesh.
Namaste.
It's a wonderful, wonderful session. And as always, we look forward for your sessions. And today is again an eye-opening session. We get carried away by people's opinions and we make it our own truth. Though it is not the truth, we make it our own truth. So it's really a very beautiful story that you have shared. I was just thinking, goat and a dog. That means I was thinking maybe a goat can't be a dog. So maybe everybody is a unique. A goat is a unique being and a dog is a unique being. And we have to be, everybody is unique. I thought you will put it in that way, but this story, it came as a surprise. So thank you so much. And it was really beautiful, very beautiful. And it has to be listened by everybody so that they also know how important it is that many people don't know that they are getting carried away by others' opinions. And listening to this story makes them reflect upon how they are leading their lives. So thank you so much, Dinesh. Wonderful. Wonderful. So now we ask our friends, if there is anybody who wants to share or ask anything, you can just go ahead and unmute yourself, please. I think everybody enjoyed the session.
That's right. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Namaste, sir. This is Lakshmi. Namaste, sir. This session is so beautiful, and also the way you explained the same problem given to two set of students, where one set was told that it's a difficult problem and the other set easy problem. So I mean, that is how it stresses how our mind should be focusing on the positive part of it, not the negative part of it, right? And thank you so much for the wisdom today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So wonderful. Thank you once again, Dinesh, and for your time and for your wisdom sharing. And we always look forward to your sessions. Thank you so much, Dinesh.
Thank you. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste. Thank you so much, friends. And we will all see each other again in the morning. Till then, namaste. Bye-bye, everyone.